Hi, I'm Jeff Hoyt, Editor-in-Chief of SeniorLiving.Org. Do you know how a reverse mortgage works? Many seniors don't, but attorney Eric Olsen does. Eric is the founder of the Helps nonprofit law firm, which educates seniors on how to maintain their financial independence. He doesn't sell reverse mortgages, but advises seniors on how this misunderstood financial tool could help them. Due to social distancing guidelines, we will be conducting the interview online via Zoom.
So just explain basically in layman's terms, what is a reverse mortgage?
Okay, there's a lot of misconceptions about reverse mortgages, and part of the reason is they've changed over the years. But just to sum it up, a reverse mortgage is for persons. You have to be 62 years of age or older. One of the couples does. You have to have sufficient equity in your home. And what you do is a reverse mortgage is you can access the equity in your home if there's a sufficient amount. I'll talk about that as we go on, to either pay off the existing mortgage so you don't have a payment anymore. And if there's enough money, it will give you access to either a line of credit or a monthly sum. And then you live in the home. You still own the home. You could still sell the home, but you're allowed to live in the home to the day you die. And then at that point, your family or your heirs have a period of time to sell the home to pay back the reverse mortgage. So what it does is it allows people, seniors specifically, whose income has gone down, but they want to stay in the home and then they have equity in the home, to be able to stay in the home without having to make a house payment, and maybe giving them some extra money so that they can live their senior years in peace.
Just to sum up, my obligation is, even though I don't have a monthly payment to the bank anymore, I still have to maintain the property itself and pay the property taxes. So even if the bank doesn't come and take the house, the state could still, if I'm not paying my property taxes.
Well, actually, the reverse mortgage company will foreclose on you if you don't pay your property taxes. They've become a lot more aggressive about that. And so but once again, the reverse mortgage can provide that the reverse will pay your property taxes, so you don't even need to worry about that anymore.
Great. And to be clear, if I get a reverse mortgage, and you said the minimum age is 62, but if I get a reverse mortgage, I have enough equity in my property. Could it be a condo or an RV, or does it have to be a single family home?
Good question. It can be a condo, but it has to be FHA approved, and about a third of condos are FHA approved. You're able to find that out. You can't get one on an RV. You can get one on a mobile home, as long as it's on a foundation on land. It's got to be on dirt, not in a park. And there's a requirement for it to be a certain newer than a certain year. I forget what that is. I think they changed it recently. So yeah, you can get it on a double wide mobile home that's on a foundation on a piece of land all the time. No problem at all.
Great. And so what happens is when I take out the reverse mortgage, immediately my monthly payment that I was making to the bank, that stops. And in addition, I could possibly get cash out or a line of credit that I could use for other bills.
Yeah, exactly. Let me give you an example of where this is really important, because, okay, there's a lot of misinformation about reverse mortgages, Jeff. There's articles about it, and people, and a lot of that information is not accurate. A reverse mortgage isn't for everyone, but for certain people, it's a lifesaver. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're a widow and your husband died, and now you only have his Social Security. It's $1,500 a month, and you've got a $700 house payment, and you owe $30,000 on a home that's worth $200,000. And after making the house payment, you're only living on $500 or $600 a month, and things are really tight. In addition, you may have some property taxes you have to pay each year. Now, that same widow could get a reverse mortgage. She would no longer have the house payment anymore. She's got enough equity in the home that she could have a little line of credit, or she could get maybe an extra $400 or $500 a month to help her with her bills, with her utilities and medicine and doctors and whatever, and stay in the home to the day she dies. So for certain people, A reverse mortgage is a lifesaver.
And in your example, when she passes, if she passes that on to heirs, instead of having $170,000 of equity, she might wind up with $100,000 in equity. But
yeah, I'll just pick up on that. Some people, they tell me, well, I want to leave something for my kids when I pass away. Well, because of the new rules with reverse mortgage, you've got to have a certain amount more, a little bit more equity than you did before. So you should have enough equity to leave something for your kids. But then I tell people, I don't think your kids want you eating macaroni and cheese for the rest of your life just so you possibly could leave a little inheritance to us. And also, half of seniors end up on Medicaid, and so you could eat macaroni and cheese for the next 20 years, end up in a nursing home, and your home would go to the government to reimburse the government for what they paid for your nursing home care, and your kids wouldn't get anything. When in fact, if you had a reverse mortgage, you could, have a little, cushion in your life. And I don't think children wants their parents to suffer so that they're going to possibly could be get some money. Kids don't want that. They want their parents to have some peace in their elderly life.
it seems like a good candidate for reverse mortgage is someone who has a lot of equity. They're house rich, but cash poor. They have a lot of equity built up in their home, but not enough income to sustain them in a good lifestyle.
Exactly. All right, guys, and I should say this, the interest rate is very competitive. I think it's right on 3% now. And the fees, people usually don't have to pay anything up front. They have to go through a process. They have to be interviewed. And, it's a little bit of a process to get a reverse, but, and you don't have to have good credit. You can have poor credit and still get a reverse mortgage.
In the interest of time, I'm going to say thank you very much. Appreciate you taking the time. And it's Eric Olsen from the Helps nonprofit law firm. If someone wants to reach your law firm, how would they do that?
Toll free 855-HELPS, HELPS US, or helps us. And thanks for having me, Jeff.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Take care.
You too.